Hey everybody, I'm back with five more movies for the Halloween season and another quick little tip and pondering of mine. I was watching Chelsea May Cullen, I think is her full name, Chelsea May. She's a vegan YouTuber, and that's how I found her. She's lost and maintained 40 pounds, and she's also done this amazing, she's like rewired her life with healthy eating. And we get hung up, I think, on if it's vegan or carnivore or keto or whatever. But what I love about her is that she's done something that works for her. And now it's like she has this life that she could not even have previously fathomed. And we get so stuck up on like the labels and like the methods. But if you just do what works for you, this is what I'm telling myself. If I just do what works for me in the moment, in the present, from a place of like kind of even like attempted centeredness, it just like snowballs into this actual like upward spiral, which was something that I previously thought to be like an urban legend or a myth, for me at least. And she recently, Chelsea May, had made this like epic life move with her family from New Zealand to Texas. And I watched her video in like awe. Like, how do people move? I can't currently, I'm working on it. Hopefully, this won't always be the case, but I can't leave the state right now. And I felt so incredibly stuck for so long from everything. Like, it was my addiction for many years. And then before that, it was my mind. And now that I'm sober, it's like, oh my God, I've been betrayed. I'm starting over from scratch. My life and like relationship has been like a sham. I just felt like I was making progress, but yet kind of like spinning my wheels in quicksand. And I can't leave the state, and she has left countries. And I was watching her how she like made this move to Texas from New Zealand. And it was so inspiring. She talked about the logistics of like this 2-year process and how she was also a person who couldn't afford to get out of like, the bad part of town, how she was like constantly getting her car broken into. And it was this way for years. And in the comments, some people were super supportive. But there, of course, were those comments where it's like, ugh, Texas, ugh, the United States, oh my God, why? Healthcare, yada, yada. And she said in the video that, like, these are all valid concerns. She has a family, healthcare, life, money. All these things are like valid concerns. But the bottom line is that she did not let fear be the motivator to stop her from doing something that she wanted to do. And in this case, it was like a huge life move, but it's always something that you're either going to be stopped by or move past. And you will be stopped by it if you are coming at it from this place of constant question marks and fear and the unknown. And man, that's like such a gift. She touched on it briefly, like she didn't know why she was so like, just naturally inclined to not be held back by her fears and concerns and worries of the future. It was just, something that I don't know if it was like how she was raised or whatever, but the point is like, maybe some people are just more inclined to be courageous and bold and not be terrified to step out their front door or make a change or a move or whatever. But I was always like super ruled by fear, and I was afraid of absolutely everything, afraid of everything. And it crippled my psyche and my life for 40 years, I've been working on it for 7 years now, but still, I was so afraid. And it's a constant thing, even now, getting over this betrayal and starting over, and oh my God, what if like this happens or this doesn't happen? And I just like found myself having to drag myself to that place of like, okay, shit, I'm afraid like to do it anyway. I'm reading The Power of Now. That's been helpful. Like, that's why I'm making this video, because it's so hard to do anything when you are in that constant state, as I am like constantly. But doing things in the moment, doing it in spite of the fear, and acknowledging that you are afraid, but that doesn't have to be a factor in decision making. So this is what I'm telling myself. Okay, the 5 movies. They're super awesome. Barbarian, Eden Lake, Strange Darling, May, and then I'll say the final one finally. Barbarian is so good. This is one of those movies where it's like there's all kinds of great movies, and this is an example. Great newer movies that are kind of like you have to look outside a little bit on the outskirts of town, the town of Hollywood. I thought Nosferatu personally was so disappointing. I did not like Nosferatu. I thought it was a beautiful, just mess. I mean, it was beautiful. And then what, It's like they replaced like this gothic beauty, like in lieu of a plot, which is so depressing. It wasn't scary. It wasn't suspenseful. It was super anticlimactic. And it was just, but hey, it was beautiful, right? That was a big one that was like so disappointing. Nosferatu, The Substance. I've said it before. The Substance had no substance. It had no plot. The main character was just incredibly unlikable. If it would have been a 20-minute short, it probably would have been brilliant. But it was a short movie as it is, and it was like an hour too long. It was absolute trash, but it's Demi Moore, so we have to pretend it was like incredible. Oh, and it's gory. That's it. Okay, Barbarian. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's overhyped, it's just like going to be a setup for failure and disappointment. I almost forgot about Barbarian until I ran across it a couple Halloweens back. I think it was, I don't know, it wasn't last Halloween, it was the Halloween before. So good. I did not know where it was going. It was very unexpected. It was cool, unique, and fun. Oh my God. Eden Lake. It's Australian. And it was so suspenseful. It was just one of those really good suspense movies. And a horror movie's good when you actually are like rooting for people to live at the end instead of just like hoping for them to die. And Eden Lake was like that. And the scariest thing about Eden Lake is that there are really like people like that. There are teenagers like that, and just whole family units of like, hear no evil, see no evil. So there's like no evil to see, but there's like a shit ton of chaos. Eden Lake's so good. Strange Darling. Oh, that is probably my favorite movie of, when was it, last year? So good. It, I had no idea. Like, everything I thought was happening ended up not happening, like down to the end. It was so unique. It was like eating a delicious food for the first time. It was so cool. Like, it was super stylish, super entertaining, and I had no idea what was going to happen next, which is exceedingly rare. May is the next to the last one. May is phenomenal. It came from like the early 2000s. Like, there was this cluster of like kick-ass cool female driven movies, like The Secretary, But I'm a Cheerleader. What was it? May. There were like other ones too, but May is like kind of like an indie, like emo oddball chick Frankenstein. And it has all of the heart and depressing coolness of Frankenstein, but it's like actually entertaining. It's like the coolest, freakiest, bloodiest Frankenstein twist that you're ever going to find in a movie. It is just incredible, so underrated. And let's see, Barbarian, Eden Lake, Strange Darling, May, and drumroll, da 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 da, Trick or Treat with the letter R. So good. That's my number one. It's also from the same time period, the early 2000s, and I love it when horror movies have like a bunch of little stories that all tie together. It is beyond fun. Every one of the stories like ties in with the other ones. They're super cool. Yeah, I've realized like in doing this, I'm going to give you the recommendations, but I cannot drag it out like in like some people do with like the movies and like given the plot, but not, I don't, definitely don't want to do any spoilers, but sorry if I'm don't have my adjective book here, but it's really good. Barbarian, Eden Lake, Strange Darling, May, and Trick or Treat. Like apostrophe, letter R, Trick or Treat. Oh my God, you will not be disappointed. Y'all have a good day.